Why wealth is choosing San Diego in 2026 and why it's not an accident. If you live in San Diego, sometimes you forget. You forget that people fly across the world just to feel what you feel on a random Tuesday. And I'm not being dramatic. If you've ever driven through La Jolla or Rancho Santa Fe or Del Mar and thought, who is buying these homes? This is the video. Because while headlines scream about rates and slowdowns, something very different is happening at the top of this market. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how strong the ultra luxury corridor really is and why that matters. Hey, welcome back to Living in San Diego. I'm Jennifer, your inside track to neighborhoods, lifestyles, and everything between the shoreline and the skyline. Let's talk about what's really happening in San Diego. There's a reason the ultra wealthy keep choosing La Jolla, Del Mar, and Rancho Santa Fe. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why with real numbers, real sales, and what this tells us about where the top of this market is going. Because what's happening up there, it's not slowing down, it's getting stronger. Okay, let's start with the part that should make you sit up and pay attention. When you look at Rancho Santa Fe, Del Mar, and La Jolla together, back in 2019, there were about 10 home sales above $10 million. 10. In recent years, we're seeing more than 30 a year. And in 2025, we hit 36 sales in the year above 10 million. That's not a couple of mansions making headlines. That is depth, that is demand, that is buyers showing up year after year and saying, yes, I'll take it. And over the past year, countywide, we've had 52 sales above $10 million. 52. The median sold price in that tier, 12.8 million. Median list price, 13.9. That's roughly a 92% list to sold ratio in the highest tier of the market. And the average days on the market, about 198, which just over 6 months for 10 million. That tells you something important. These aren't panic buys, they're intentional buys. And here's the second thing. Homes above 20 million have sold every single year since 2019. Every year, even when rates jumped, even when the broader market cooled, even when people were online screaming luxury was going to freeze. It didn't. So the question is why? Why would 10 million, 20 million, and $30 million buyers keep buying when everyone else is arguing about interest rates and the market? Because these buyers aren't playing the same game. Most of them are paying cash. They're not staring at a monthly payment. They're staring at the map. They're staring at the coastline. They're staring at the weather. And they're staring at lifestyle. They're choosing something rare. And San Diego is rare. Let's talk about La Jolla for a second. La Jolla is not just nice, La Jolla is globally recognizable. You've got coastline you can't replicate, and you've got views that feel like a movie set. And you've got homes that are essentially private resorts. And yes, we can use some real examples. The La Jolla sale on Camino de la Costa that closed for 47 million. And here's what makes that personal to me. When I first moved here, I lived at Wind and Sea on Bon Air, and I used to walk past that home while it was being built for years, like 4 years. I watched that thing come to life. So when it trades for 47 million, that's not just a headline to me. That is, wow. It's a reminder this market doesn't behave like normal housing markets at the top. It behaves like a global trophy market. Now let's slide up the coast to Del Mar. Del Mar is tiny. Del Mar is limited. Del Mar has that you're either in or you're not kind of feeling. And we just saw 2920 Camino Del Mar close around 50 million after being listed at 75. And that's the point. Even when negotiation happens up there, the buyer is still there. The demand is still there. And then you've got Rancho Santa Fe. Rancho Santa Fe is in its own category. Estate land, privacy, rules that keep it feeling like Rancho Santa Fe. And here's a stat that matters. In Rancho Santa Fe, $2,000 per square foot for brand new top tier homes is becoming the benchmark, not the exception. That's huge. That tells you pricing power is real. It tells you buyers are accepting a new normal. And once a market sets a new ceiling, it keeps it. That's not a spike, it's a shift. Now let's widen the lens. Why is this happening? Because the world feels shaky right now. People feel it. Markets swing, headlines scream. And when things feel unstable, wealthy buyers do what they've always done. They move money into hard, real assets, something scarce, something they can use, and something that holds up. And coastal Southern California, especially San Diego, is exactly that thing. And here's what people underestimate: only a tiny sliver of the world has this weather, this exact combination of ocean and sunshine and outdoor life year round. It's not just nice, it's extremely rare. And when something is rare, it becomes expensive. And when it becomes expensive, it becomes competitive. And once you own it, you own it. Nobody can manufacture more La Jolla coastline. Nobody can manufacture more Del Mar. Nobody can create another Rancho Santa Fe. Now, layer in the global demand piece because this is important. San Diego isn't just competing with Orange County or LA or the Bay Area, it's competing internationally. And yes, international buyers have shown up in La Jolla, Del Mar, Rancho Santa Fe consistently, because this isn't just a place to live, it's a destination. It is a lifestyle asset. It is a safe place to park wealth in something tangible. And here's the part I want you to hear: the 10 million plus tier, interest rates aren't driving the bus. They're not even in the car because these buyers are mostly cash or lightly financed. They're not waiting for a rate dip to afford a $20 million home. They're making long-term decisions based upon scarcity and lifestyle. So now let's talk about what happens next. If rates come down in 2026, I'm not saying everything goes crazy. I guess what I'm saying is this: when borrowing gets cheaper, the highest quality assets tend to move first. The rare stuff moves first. The trophy properties move first. And it would not be surprising to see more record-setting sales in that $10 to $50 million range because the demand is already there, the supply is limited, and the world is still going to want sunshine, coastline, and stability. Now, this is where people get it twisted. It does not mean everyone is buying in La Jolla. It means San Diego has multiple layers, and the top layer is really strong. And when the top layer is strong year after year, that's a signal. That's a confidence signal. That's a global attention signal. That's why I want you to know this, even if you're never spending $20 million, because it's going to tell you something about the strength of this corridor. La Jolla, Del Mar, Rancho Santa Fe, those aren't just neighborhoods, they are brands. They're global brands. And brand value matters. Now, here's where you come in. If you're relocating here, or if you're thinking about upgrading, moving within the county, or if you're dreaming about one day owning in one of those areas, you need a real plan because the strategy at the top is different than the strategy in the middle, and the right move depends upon what you want: lifestyle, privacy, ocean proximity, walkability, a view, a lock and leave. That's not something that you guess at, that's conversation. So here's what I want you to do. If you're serious about moving to San Diego at any time, book a call with me. I'm going to put a link to my relocation guide and book a call with me on Calendly, and we'll map out a smart plan based upon your goals, not just some random Zillow scroll. And if this video helped you see San Diego differently, do me a favor, subscribe, do yourself a favor and subscribe, because this channel is where we talk about what's actually happening with real context and a bit of, can you believe we get to live here? I really feel blessed every single day. Our question of the day: if you could buy ultra luxury property anywhere in San Diego County, tell me, what's your favorite estate? What's your favorite home? Where would you live? That's a tough one for me because there's so many lovely areas. I don't know. I don't think mine would be Rancho Santa Fe. I think it would be coastal. Probably La Jolla, Del Mar, Encinitas, and that view. Encinitas maybe would be my favorite. In the next video, we're going to go full glamorous. We're going to break down San Diego's most expensive home sales, the jaw droppers, and what they tell us about the market. As always, thank you for staying till the end of my video. I love each and every one of you. And as always, stay sunny, San Diego.